Thank you for tuning in and watching. The topic of this video is your hidden zodiac sign. Yes, your hidden zodiac sign. You have a hidden birthday that you don't know about. I just found out about mine, I think, in 2015. It was either 2015 or 2016. But when I learned about my hidden zodiac and my hidden birthday, I felt like another half of me that I didn't know existed finally opened up. There was like another half of me that was operating this whole time in my life that I was completely unaware of. And it felt like when you see on TV when twins meet for the first time after 25 years, or people are like reunited after this super long period of time. It felt like that. It felt like my other half, literally, I was meeting for the first time. And the way that I'm expressing this as your hidden birthday or your hidden zodiac sign, this isn't an official term that's used. It's what I came up with. Because it's the simplest way for me to explain it to where I felt it would be easy for other people to understand. But when I got into human design and I started generating charts, I noticed that at the bottom of the chart, there was your birthday, and then there was a second date called your design date. And one day it just clicked. It just hit me that this design date, this is your hidden birthday, or what I like to call your body's birthday. Because when you, for those that are already familiar with human design and have learned like the foundational basics, then one of the things that you learn is that we have a personality crystal and then we have a design crystal. Now, it's a lot of things that I still don't understand about human design, but I focus on what is actually working. And the system works. Like, it's consistent. It explains everything logically. Like, anything that has ever happened in my life, I can look at my blueprint and see why it happened. People that came into my life and whatever the energy was between us, I can look at their blueprint and see the whole interaction in our blueprints and in the partnerships. Like, it is very detailed and accurate. So that's what I focus on. There are a lot of things that I have questions about, but they're not important enough for me to really chase down the answers. And I feel like whatever I'm supposed to know will naturally show up. But in learning about the personality and the design, when you look at your blueprint, a lot of people ask this question: why are some of the gates, why is one side black and then the other side red? And the way that it's explained in human design is the personality side, which is the black side, that's the side that you are conscious of. That's the side that you think that you are. Like, you think you are these particular activations, these particular configurations. On the red side, which is the design side, this is the side that you're unconscious of. So the personality is the conscious side. The design is the unconscious side. Me, I turned it into the personality is the mind, who you think you are. And that represents the zodiac that you think you are. So me, for instance, I was born on July 19th. So personality wise, I'm a Cancer. On the design side, which is that design date, my design date is April 18th. So the design, I see that as the machine. So the personality is the mind. That's the conscious part of you. The design is the body, aka the machine. So you have the mind and you have the machine. So I interpret that as, if I look at this vessel as a machine, the consciousness that is speaking through this vessel is the Cancer, the personality, because that's what I'm conscious of. The body itself, the vessel itself, is the machine, and it has its own thing going on. So that's how we see when your mind wants to do one thing, but your body seems to always have its own plan going on and it's doing something completely different. That's what the black and the red represent. That's what the personality and the design represent. That's what the mind and the machine represent. That's what the zodiac that you think you are, and then your hidden zodiac, that's what that represents. So my mind, who I think I am, is July 19th. But what's actually living this physical life is April 18th. And April 18th is Aries. So I remember the day that it just hit me. And I said, let me look up April 18th. Let me look up the energy of this day. And I had to sit down. I had to sit down and process the way in which I felt the information inside of me unlock from learning about the energies of April 18th. I said, this whole time, I've been living my life only aware of Cancer. But what happened when I realized that my body, the machine that Cancer is inside of, like the Cancer is observing through this Aries machine. So Cancer is like commentating and narrating what Aries is doing. But majority of my life, Cancer has been trying to control what Aries does. This is an Aries body trying to be controlled by a Cancer mind the whole time. And in me recognizing this, there were a flood of memories that just came back to me, to where it showed me all of these different situations throughout my life, to where people responded to me as if I was an Aries. I've had so many people tell me that my energy is just like, it runs people over, or it's aggressive, or I'm a go-getter, I'm a hustler. Everything that does not describe Cancer, but it describes Aries. And because this was the energy that I was unaware of all this time, when people would say those type of things, it would always feel weird. It's like I could recognize, I could see that when I reflected on situations, that my energy, I did move like that in certain situations, but I did not consciously connect to that, because Aries is the unconscious aspect of me. Your body's design is the unconscious aspect of you. So it's not something that you're consciously aware of, because the only thing you're consciously aware of is who you think you are. And that's the personality. That's the mind. That's the zodiac that you claim so hard. So that changed my life. that changed my life immediately. And ever since then, I have always seen myself and observed these two energies that are operating. And it has actually helped me to tame my mind in this process of deconditioning, in this process of making sure that I do my best to not let my mind control what my body does. Because now that I know that this life is really for Aries, for my Aries vessel, for my Aries machine, Aries is going to be Aries. Cancer, you know, is going to have its energy. Aries is going to have its energy. But Aries is the physical existence. Cancer is just talking. It's just observing. And it's commentating and narrating. But Cancer doesn't know what's best for Aries unless I continue to get in alignment and bring harmony to these two very different energies. So different. Aries and Cancer. This package, it's something. It's something sometimes. And I'm just like, man, like this is an interesting combination, but it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that have my combination and many other combinations. I've given out hundreds of free blueprints at this point, so if you happen to be someone that got a blueprint from me, then you already have your design date. And I would encourage you to look at your design date and look up the information on that particular day. And you will find yourself sitting down and processing. It may not be comfortable, because I welcome shock, I guess. I welcome information that is going to just like, oh my God, I like to take in new information that makes me think differently and makes me understand things better and gain clarity, even if it's uncomfortable. That's just me though. Not everyone is like that. So this can actually be shattering to a lot of people. This is a level of proof that everyone has multiple personalities. Now, I've been saying this for a while because each moment is different. We feel different in different times and we act different around different people. So it's many different ways in which multiple personalities can play out, but just the fact that everyone on the planet is a profile, whether you're a 1-3, a 1-4, a 2-4, a 2-5, a 3-5, a 3-6, a 4-6, a 4-1, a 5-1, a 5-2, a 6-2, or a 6-3. Everyone on the planet, whether you agree with human design or not, whether you care or not, whether you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. If you have a date of birth, a time of birth, and a location of birth, you are a zodiac sign, you have a hidden zodiac sign, and you are a profile. And each profile comes with two different personalities. A mind personality and a machine personality. And there's nothing you can do about it. So you're able to see firsthand that you are at least two personalities. Me, my profile is a 1-3 profile. So the 1, which is the personality side, that's the Cancer side. The 1 is the investigator or the teacher. So my mind is an investigator and a teacher. The 3, which is the design side, the machine side, the Aries side, the 3 is a martyr or a scientist. So I have an investigator teacher mind that's operating inside of a martyr scientist body. My mind is looking for a solid foundation. My mind is investigating and looking for facts that are solid. Period. It's gathering information, it's gathering data all the time, all the time, all the time. And it wants to be stable and solid. That's Cancer. My body, Aries, the machine. My machine is a scientist, which means that all it wants to do is experiment and explore and try out different things. It wants to try this out, find out it doesn't work, tear it down, move on to the next. The last thing it wants is stability. The last thing it wants is to be anchored into anything. So I have this mind that's always saying we have to find something solid. We have to anchor into something. We have to find the facts and find what works and then teach it. And the body is like, whatever you think that you're about to find that's solid, I'm going to find what's wrong with it and I'm going to tear it down. And we're going to move along to something else. Think about that relationship. Think about the conflict between the relationship between the 1 and the 3, all wrapped up in this package. And there are hundreds of millions of 1-3s on the planet. Think about what we're all going through. And that's just one profile, 1 out of 12 profiles. But every single profile has 2 completely different personalities. A mind personality, a machine personality. One zodiac that they know of, and then a zodiac that they don't know of. And there's always conflict between the mind and the machine. So when I learned about April 18th, when I learned about my body from more of an astrological perspective, it was relieving. It was so relieving because I could actually see why I got backlash at certain times in my life. I could see why I created tension in certain situations. I could see why I made people uncomfortable in certain situations. So many things. So many things. I could just see instantly why. And it was because my body was doing a whole bunch of stuff that I was completely unaware of. And it's so interesting because over the last few years, I have told so many people about their hidden birthdays. And what I've noticed as a part of the patterns that people experience is that we will be drawn to people who have the zodiac that is our hidden zodiac. So for me, I have noticed that I have drawn a lot of Aries to me, or I have been drawn to a lot of Aries. And some of the closest connections that I have are with people who are Aries. Their personality is an Aries. So the people that I know who were born in Aries, their hidden birthday and zodiac is somewhere in Capricorn, or the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. So you would really have to get your blueprint to know exactly when your hidden birthday is. Again, when it comes to the details on how this hidden birthday is generated, the only thing that I'm aware of is what I learned in human design, which is You get a personality crystal and you get a design crystal. This is what we're told in human design. The personality crystal is imprinted in a person the day that they're born, when they come out of the womb, which is that black side of your human design chart. Apparently, the design crystal imprints the body 3 months before you're born. So while you're still in the womb, what we're told is this design crystal imprints the body while you're still in the womb. So you actually get your hidden zodiac sign, your hidden birthday, your body's birthday, that comes alive 3 months before you come out the womb. I know it sounds crazy to some of y'all. I don't have the answers. I'm just telling y'all what I learned. And if you look deeper into human design, you're going to hear the same thing. And maybe there's more information. I'm sure there is. But I just haven't gotten into it because I'm trying to keep it simple. I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to turn people off, because this is very valuable information and it's life-changing. And I don't want it to be too much to where people are like, I can't. I don't even want to hear anything else. All I know is that I'm this zodiac sign. I'm not trying to hear about nobody's hidden birthdays. I'm not trying to hear about minds and machines. I don't want to hear about none of that. Personality crystals. It's too much. It's too much. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm unsubscribing from her. It's just too much. It's too much. I just need things to stay the way that I know them to be and deal with it like that. I understand. So yeah, I'm going to keep it simple and just share the basics of this and explain it the best way I know how to explain it, and the way in which I switched it up and made terms to help me feel better about having clarity on the situation. So when you read about your hidden birthday, you're going to need to read it like over and over again. Because it's really a process. Like, I've been reading my information on April 18th. I read it multiple times a year, because you'll notice that as your life starts to improve, as you get more and more in alignment through the deconditioning and through operating according to how you're designed, you'll notice as situations come up, regardless of if they're positive, negative, it doesn't matter. As they come up, when you refer back to that information about your hidden birthday, your hidden zodiac, you will see more and more, like you will just see these themes that you're unconscious of. You'll see them just keep popping up. You'll see them playing out over and over and over again, to where I'm surrendered. I've been talking about being surrendered for a while now, because I have yet to come across proof or anything that this information that I've been taking in and learning and seeing play out over time, that it's false and that it doesn't work, because it keeps working. It keeps being accurate. It keeps telling the truth. And until I see otherwise, I'm in it. I'm making sure that I respond. I'm not initiating. I'm listening to my body. I'm following the rules of myself according to the way it's laid out and explained by the human design system, because it makes sense. It works. And if you're someone who is feeling resistance and feeling like, this is some da-da-da-da-da, for anyone, you will never know. You will never know how something can affect you, how it can improve your life, how it can change your life in even uncomfortable ways. You'll never know unless you actually apply the information. If you're a projector, if you find out you're a projector and that you're here to be recognized and invited into a situation and you ignore that and you continue to initiate or continue to try to put yourself into situations, you'll never find out. You'll never know what can come out of consistently allowing yourself to be patient and waiting for recognition and waiting for an invite. Generators. We all have been programmed to be manifestors. We've all been programmed to initiate and to go after things and to chase things down. And we all find ourselves frustrated and annoyed and irritated because that's not our strategy. So if you find out you're a generator and you know you've been chasing things down, getting resistance, going after things, getting resistance, being frustrated, and then you continue to do that, and you don't allow yourself to be patient and wait for something to come to you so that you can respond to it, you'll never know. You'll never know. So it's up to you. If you're interested in finding out, it's up to you to play around with your strategy. Play around with your genetic formula. Because it's real simple. Like, it's a very simple step-by-step process. But you have to do it. You have to start using it to see what it's going to bring you. So, yes, the hidden birthday, the hidden zodiac, your body's birthday. Learn about it. Learn about it. It can change your life tremendously. Give you a level of awareness and clarity that is that's beyond what you may have ever learned. I don't know. Everyone's different. But the more, see, you all know I'm really into this. So I go hard. I go hard in this. And I study a lot of blueprints to where the more I look at blueprints, the more I go through cycles, the more patterns I'm able to see, the more I'm able to recognize these things that just happen over and over and over again. I mean, it's mind-blowing how through the chaos, it's still very structured. And the patterns that are there, the geometry that's there, that just plays out over and over again. It's like, wow, we're really in something. We're really in a matrix. And I know I've said this before, but when you start to see the connection that you have with people through your hidden zodiac sign, it might be a lot. You might have to sit down and process. It's okay. It's okay. But you might have to sit down for a little bit and just recognize that it's a whole half of you that's been living with you this whole time that you didn't know about. You had a whole partner the whole time that you didn't know about. But if you have the opportunity to learn about it now, hey, better late than never. And you're not even really late. Everything is always on time. I was supposed to do this video years ago, back in 2016. People have been saying, you should do a video on this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I will. I don't know why it took me this long, but timing is everything. I guess this was the right time to do it. So, you're not late. You're right on time. One of the things that has been really interesting in me observing the energy around my hidden birthday for the last few years, my body responds to the time frame of its day. It's really interesting. And I don't know how many of you all have been asked, how do you feel when you turn a new age, when it's your birthday and someone says, You're 30 now. How do you feel? You're 25 now. How do you feel? You're 40. How do you feel? When I think about how I felt on my birthdays, the day that I was born, I never really felt anything. But in observing these last few years, when April 18th approaches, I feel that. I really feel it in my body. And I'm only, what, like three years in? But it kind of hit me that maybe the reason that I'm doing this video now is because in 2016, 15 or 16, I was still in the middle of this 7-year cycle that I'm ending. So from when I hit my Saturn return at the age of 28, and now I'm ending that 7-year cycle this year, 2016 was like that peak. And when you look at 7-year cycles, that peak is a lot of times the beginning of the end. And maybe because the energy I was in, it was still, I don't know, it wasn't close enough to completion, or maybe my energy didn't feel like it had went through. Because if I'm just learning about this, or it's just hitting me and having this brand new effect on me, on my consciousness and my body in 2015, 2016, then a lot of times when you first learn something, you do need time to process it. So I feel like even though I was able to start sharing the information with other people and including the information in readings, that was still a part of a process of really working that information into my awareness and my consciousness and working it into my life. And now that I can officially see that for my body is really getting ready to turn 35. My mind won't turn 35 until July. But my body is feeling that energy of, yes, we are ending this cycle, and we've had, some experience with this energy for a few years, and this is a good time now that, we're ending one cycle, beginning a new. This is the time that I feel like expressing this information, because I have a little bit of experience in it, as opposed to if I tried to express it a few years ago in the very beginning. Because knowing me, I probably would have, I know the message wouldn't have enough detail, because it would just be like, hey guys, I just like accidentally discovered that we have a hidden Zodiac sign, a hidden birthday, and this is how I feel about it right now. But I wouldn't be able to give any details because I hadn't experienced the changes in the very beginning. But now it's like, yeah, every year since I've been aware of that information, I totally feel changes in my body when April 18th approaches. And I don't feel things like how I feel in April, in July. I'm aware that, okay, this is officially like my birthday, my born day, but I don't feel anything. So I feel like some of you all are going to be up for this challenge, if you want to even call it a challenge, because I know some of you all are resonating with it and you want to see for yourself. And especially if you have a hidden birthday that's coming up, a lot of you all are going to be like, ooh, okay, I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to pay attention when my hidden birthday is coming up, and I'm going to see how I feel. And yeah, I've heard some testimonies already. And you know, again, you have to try it out for yourself. You have to see for yourself. Yeah, if you're interested in knowing your hidden birthday, your body's birthday, your hidden zodiac, you can get a free blueprint at the website at FREEYOURMINTOSHINE.com. It's automatically generated on the chart, so it'll be there. If you already have a blueprint, you have your design date, I would encourage you again to check it out and look into that energy and learn more about yourself. Learn more about the unconscious aspect of you, because it's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. Oh, another thing. So just food for thought, something to think about. If all of us are two personalities, then think about what a relationship is. It's 4 people in one relationship between 2 people. And that's something that I have brought to people's attention when I do partnership services for people. Whether you're a parent and child, husband and wife, friends, a boss and a co-worker, or whatever. Any 2 people is 4 individuals in that partnership. So think about that, and then think about a group. Think about a family of 3, 4, or 5, or bigger. Think about all of the personalities that are just swirling around in that mix. It's a real genetic soup going on. It's a lot of ingredients going on. And everybody in that partnership or that group, everyone is only aware of one half of themselves. And then we wonder why so many things fall apart. We wonder why there's so much conflict between people, why we're attracted to people and we don't really know why we're repulsed by people and we don't know why. It's just something to think about. Because now, whenever I'm dealing with another individual or a group of people, I'm going in there like, okay, Aries and Cancer, look, nobody else really knows. Maybe a few people if I've dealt with them before. But nobody else knows that they got 2 personalities playing out. So you learn how to pay attention to people in a different way. Because we all lie. Just simply because we don't know that our body is giving off a completely different frequency. Our bodies are always giving off a completely different signal than whatever is coming out of our mouths. Whatever the mind is saying out the mouth, the body is always giving off something different. That's why you have professional body language readers. When a person is giving a speech and they're speaking words that are supposed to mean one thing, but their eyes are blinking a certain type of way, they may start sweating, twitching. Their body is saying something else that is showing that they're lying, or that all types of stuff. So you're able to look at people differently. You're able to recognize when they say something and when it's in alignment with their body and their body is feeling that same energy, or when they're saying something from the mind but the body is like, don't believe that. That is not the truth. So we all are by default. We all have been liars by default. And liars, that may be kind of harsh for people, but we all have not been honest because we just simply don't know that our bodies are giving off a completely different message, a completely different energy, and we haven't consciously been connected to it. So now, when you're aware of this, you do have to kind of hold yourself accountable, because now you're like, you know, when your mind is like trying to say something specific, that your body is like, you lying. Stop lying. And if you're really trying to get yourself in alignment and decondition from all of those layers of being outside of yourself, then you kind of feel this energy of, man, I don't really believe that. What's coming out my mouth? I don't really believe that. And then you find yourself saying what your body feels. And if your body is saying no, and then you actually say no out your mouth, it's like this feeling of relief, because it's like, oh, I told the truth. That felt so good. I did not lie to these people. I told the truth. And when you get into the habit of listening to your body and letting your body tell the truth, and kind of taming that mind when it wants to say something other than the truth, other than what the body really feels, you feel better and better as time goes on. And I feel it's worth it. It's worth just trying out your strategy, trying out your inner authority, and looking into your hidden birthday and zodiac. It's definitely rewarding. That's been my experience, and I hope that if you're encouraged to do that, I hope that you find that it's a rewarding experience for you too. Thank you all for tuning in and watching Free Your Mind to Shine. Until next time.